Hi, it's Delusion Dispeller back again to address some more of the viewers' issues that had written to me in email. I want to say to this person, I congratulate you and I admire you because you have decided to stay in the situation and stand up for yourself where you can. One thing I noticed in your emails is that you're very good at picking your battles and arranging your battles so that you come out on the winning end. That is very, very difficult to do. You know, ideally, I would like to rescue everybody from these situations. But as I learned from my own situation, it's not always easy to get out of the situation and go on to other things. Now, in my case, I got really fed up. There was not really any physical abuse going on. Most of the time, it was mainly verbal, psychological torment, pitting my daughter against me, that type of thing, and eventually all the children against me. And I met somebody, actually. We did not get super involved, but we got involved enough that it would have been considered sinful, I will say that. But the thing that was a positive about this involvement was this man kept pointing out to me, you don't deserve that. You're better than that. You should not put up with that. Why is he treating you this way? Look how good I treat you. And it wasn't so much that I was looking at the particular man maybe at that point, but just the comparison between this man is saying nice things to me, he's taking me to dinner, he values me as a person, and yet this man that I'm married to, yeah, nothing even close to that. It was constant put downs, it was constant degrading, it was comparing me to his mother and how great she was at housekeeping, and why can't I just be happy with that? Why would I want to go to school? I'm going to leave him, I'm going to leave the children, all those things. It got to be very wearing on me, and then the final straw was when he said he ought to knock my head off. At that point it became verbal threats, and it was time to make some real decisions. So I did not move into the man's house that I was involved with at the time at all. Actually, he took me to a shelter. I lived in that shelter, transferred to another shelter, and then lived at a transitional housing place. And that took place at about, I think it was a year and a half. I was between shelters and transitional housing, which was why my video stopped for a while. I was going to school the entire time. Met my fiance through speeddate.com. We're getting married on Saturday, this coming Saturday, September 22nd. And we weathered some storms together too. He was a drug addict and an alcoholic when I met him. He turned his life over to the Lord and is now serving God wholeheartedly, which is a miracle of God that I can't even explain how that blesses my heart and my soul. Anyways, so I weathered a lot of storms during that year and a half, and I stayed in school, and I got my bachelor degree. Even though the whole time my ex-husband, when I was living at home still, said the worst thing you ever did was go back to school. Now, the reason he said that was because I took abnormal psychology and started learning what narcissism was. And shortly thereafter, his therapist called me up and diagnosed him over the phone to me. He was never officially diagnosed to his face, so he has that alibi. Well, they never said anything to me, so I'm not a narcissist. However, he fit the majority of the criteria that she could see plainly within an hour and a half session. And she told me that there was no way she would stay with them. And if I did, that was between me and God. She wouldn't tell me what to do. But she would definitely not stay with the situation herself. And that if I did, I would be truly miserable the rest of my life. So I left. Eventually got a divorce within that year and a half of living in the shelters. There were times I stayed in my car on the weekends because I had nowhere to be. I would drop my daughter off with her dad and live in my car for a weekend. Happened a few times, so it was kind of hard. Anyways, yeah. So this lady that wrote me decided to stay in the situation. And when you do that, you're right. You have to not only pick your battles, but enlist as much help from others as you possibly can get. You need to have people that are not afraid to speak up to him that he respects. The thing about a narcissist is they will back down when it's an authority that they recognize as being more powerful than themselves, or maybe admirable, that's somebody they want to live up to being like, they often will listen to them. But they definitely will not listen to the person they're victimizing, because to them, you are weak. And the more you whine and complain about their mistreatment of you, the weaker you look to them. You would think, well, in a normal situation, somebody that's upset and crying and grieving over how they're being treated would elicit a response of compassion from a person, but not the narcissist. They don't have an ounce of compassion in them. That's something I really believe God has to put there, and that takes a lot of doing when it comes to somebody with this personality disorder. So yes, you decided to stay with them. You decided to have other people that you know he'll back down when they confront him, get involved. Awesome idea. Let's see. I'm going to handle another topic in the next video. I try to keep these videos around 5-6 minutes if I can. Sometimes they go to 10. Try not to do that, because I know that the attention spans of people, including myself, is not always going to be that length. So stay tuned. I will make another video on some different topics. Thanks for watching. Get the help if you need it. Don't keep the secrets. Talk to a safe person. It's the hidden things that stay hidden that are often the most dangerous. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.